You can call me Mystic Mike because I predict these things.
Zach Reese takes on Azamat Bekoev on the undercard of this weekend's UFC 311 card. Another last-minute fight, kind of thrown together. Zach Reese was initially supposed to fight Cedric Dumas, who pulled out of the fight. So they're bringing in Azamat Bekoev. He is from Russia, but he trains out of American Top Team now. Kind of a Russian prospect, very good record, 18-3. You know, been fighting since 2015 as a pro. So pretty good all around. A lot of decent wins. A lot of his losses are to guys that have very good records who are fighting over in ACA. I forget what that's called. Absolute Championship Akhmat, and that's just like that promotion is just full of absolute monsters from Russia and surrounding countries. Zach Reese preparing for more of a striker in Cedric Dumas, much less experienced than Azamat Bekoev. He's 8-1. Was on Dana White's Contender Series, won by armbar. Very crispy off his back, has very good jiu-jitsu. Not the best wrestling, so we'll get into that, but won his Contender Series fight. First fight in the UFC, debuted against Cody Brundage, who I don't rate very highly. Was getting cracked by Brundage. Ended up getting taken down pretty easily by him, threw up an armbar. Brundage picked him up, slaying him on his head, put him out. After that, knocked out Julian Marquez, who again, 9-5 fighter, Julian Marquez. And then Jose Medina goes to a decision with Jose Medina. I just don't know how I feel about Zach Reese. I'm not convinced by the guy just yet. His early career as a pro, he's fighting a lot of 1-0s, 0-1s, 0-0s, 6-3. The guy that he fought before he got on the Contender Series was 5-10. Got his armbar win on the Contender Series against another guy who's pretty green, 6-0. A lot of finishing potential, a lot of finishes in the first round, but again, are these decent guys? Are they tomato cans? And all signs are pointing towards these are tomato cans. Azamat Bekoev, split decision over Dylan Budka. Again, not a good look. Decision over Lucas Fernando, 9-2 guy. Gets a KO over Chauncey Foxworth, who's 19-9 in his last fight in LFA. I just think that Bekoev, he's going to have the wrestling advantage here. A lot of power on the feet, can get the fight to the ground. You see Zach Reese, he has a lot of success when he's the one pushing forward. We saw that against Julian Marquez, was able to kind of push him against the fence and land his combination. With Jose Medina, was landing nasty body kicks and really bullying him around the cage. But again, Jose Medina, he's a fat welterweight. He shouldn't be in there with you. You got to be finishing somebody like Jose Medina. Yeah, he's tough as nails, but I just feel like if you're going to be a young up-and-comer, if you're looking to make a name for yourself in the UFC, you got to be finishing guys like Jose Medina. Another guy who couldn't finish Jose Medina was Gadzhi Azulov, who looked absolutely awful last week against Bruno Lopez. So got to take that into consideration. But Bekoev fighting a lot of guys over in Russia. Some of these guys that were 10-2 when he fought them, they're now like 22-2. 20-2, just absolute monsters over there that he grew up training with and was fighting over in ACA. Didn't win all of them, lost a few of the decisions, but again, really good guys. I'm not going to judge him for that. So I know this is coming in off of short notice, but I feel like Azamat Bekoev, I feel like he's somebody who's always in the gym. He stays ready. These guys from Russia are usually pretty professional. They're not really taking a lot of time off. And again, Zach Reese was planning for a completely opposite fighter in Cedric Dumas, who's not going to be shooting takedowns on him, who's going to be willing to stand there with him. And just looking at Zach Reese's takedown defense, he's got like 25% takedown defense in the UFC and not against great guys. So I think that Bekoev, he can threaten with his power on the feet. I don't see Zach Reese hurting him there. I think that's his only key to victory is to hurt him on the feet. I trust Bekoev. He's never been knocked out. A lot of his decisions are by split decisions, and one was by submission against a guy, again, who's really good. So I trust Bekoev to be able to get it to the ground and stay safe there. Again, Zach Reese, good submission ability off of his back, but that's against, you know, low tier competition. And the one time that he stepped up and fought somebody like Cody Brundage, who's also a grappler, he got, you know, slam dunked on his head and put out. So I'm gonna go with Bekoev. I think he's probably the best fighter that Zach Reese has come across, and it's on short notice. So again, he's not getting that wrestling training in that he was anticipating, fighting somebody like Dumas. So gonna go with Bekoev. I see him winning this probably by decision. He gets a lot of decisions. Some of his finishes, it looks like they're against, you know, not the best competition, and I feel like, you know, Zach Reese is decent. So I think on short notice Bekoev wins this one, but no finish in this one, gets a decision. Thanks, guys.